Hello and welcome to the back nine of round 3 of the 2025 PDGA Champions Cup presented by OTB and MVP Disc Sports. This is our first major of the year and day 3, which I probably said, but just in case I didn't, I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your two hotkeys.
Honk. A little chilly out there, a little bit of wind. Our lead card making it look pretty easy though, no bogeys to speak of.
That's wild.
Missy Gannon in particular making a run for it 5 down through the front 9, putting herself within 1 stroke of the lead. Kristin right behind her, only a few strokes back. Starting off hole 10. It's the same as we've been playing. It's a par 4, 591 feet. The drone is taking the left side, which I like in the left to right wind that we had today, though you're going to see most women take the hyzer line, carrying more OB. It brings in more risk, but tends to put you in a better position to attack for the birdie. If you choose to go across on your second shot across the water, it's kind of a narrow landing zone. I think it's a really fair hole. It's pretty easy to find some trees and not be able to really put yourself into a prime position off the tee, but we're going to see a few of these ladies go huge.
The wind was scary for this hyzer today. It was a left to right crosswind, a little bit of a tailwind. If you showed a little bit too much of the underside of your disc, you could very easily push OB right.
Kristin in a good position to go across on her second. I think a forehand is really nice on the second shot if you have it. It looks good for Missy. I can't tell if she's behind a tree or not, but safe regardless. What left to right crosswind, they say.
Yeah, making this look real easy. Silva might be a little pinched behind those right side line of trees.
I like this one because it really makes you decide. If you're just a little outside the landing zone, it doesn't quite feel worth it to go for it. Great shot from Paige, getting a little bit farther than her competitors.
Missy going to have to throw a nice turning shot. She is definitely pinched off behind that tree. You can see her run up towards that left side OB line.
But staying nice and aggressive. That's great.
She'll be right around 40 feet to the elevated pin.
Hard to do it much better from that when she's pinched as she was.
Silva is so far down there. She's so good at these standstill shots, though, that she's going to be one of the few comfortable to fully attack with this patent pending stance.
Ooh.
Oh, that's surprising.
I mean, I think she's better in the classic patent pending than the reverse patent pending, but it was definitely a surprising error.
Yeah, that's a tough shot, though. We're just having very high expectations from Silva.
I wonder why. It's like she's been pulling out consistent results over and over again at a really high level for the entire year.
Yeah, here's Kristin with a really, really great forehand, parking the hole. Silva again in kind of a funny little place, another tree in the way, but not pinched up on it, so she's able to get this shot right outside the bullseye.
Beautiful. And Paige, look, this is her drive. Little sawed off. Just a touch. It's still a good shot, but you don't often see drives go as far as Paige just threw it. She'll have to earn that putt for birdie. Has Missy ever not leaned on a long putt?
No. It's part of her routine, post-shop routine. All don't lie. Paige capitalizing, able to rescue that birdie.
Dead center. Great putt. Silva gonna card another par.
about a quarter of the field birdieing hole 10. I like the change from last year. Still a tough hole, averaging at about a quarter stroke over par.
Yeah, I feel like tough but fair is the slogan of Swenson.
True that.
Very tight up at the top here.
And with a little bit of a gap as our chase card kind of falls off a bit. Hole 11, 350 feet, and one of the scariest 350 feet you will cover on the course. We had a, I believe, right to left crosswind today, maybe a little bit of headwind as well. This is just about trusting your disc. You can throw a force flex shot that kind of bails right and get some ground play coming back left, usually leaving you around deep circle 1 or in circle 2 with a scary death putt. But the true players are really trying to go right at the basket and trust that their discs are not going to get any sort of skips into the water that is at the bullseye.
You're right. This one really sorts out the false players.
The real players.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. Kristin, I think, amongst that category.
Yeah, didn't quite get the ground play she got yesterday. She's still putting, though. It's an interesting distance here where we really get to watch players decide how comfortable they are with their putt.
Oh. And that is a surprisingly easy mistake to make when you're trying to just make sure it's over the land, especially in largely a tailwind. And Paige is going to get away with that fine.
Yeah, that thing must be a beefcake.
Yeah, she threw the same thing yesterday with almost as much turn, obviously not quite as harsh of an angle, but it's a very stable Z Raptor that's in her bag. Missy.
A playa.
True playa.
And that is trust. Obviously a thrasher.
That's why she has all those dollar bills.
Silva with a nice looking angle, but that's got an unfortunate skip off the cart path. That's
going to be a long look to save par. Most ladies going to lay this up.
Yeah.
Decision
not quite
time.
Worth it. Is she thinking about it?
She is. She must be. That or she's just enjoying the beautiful water out here.
Oh, a soft bid.
Such a good soft bid. Man, it's cool to see her adjust her putt. We don't usually see that kind of floaty look at it. Really high level bid. Paige definitely eyeing this up. She says, all right. Give her the slow-mez.
She's also adjusted that putt a little bit. Didn't think it was going to work, but look at that thing. Dead center and low. Perfect.
Give her a little ribbon that says playa.
Yeah, a true playa. Kristin, not going to mess around.
A fan on the course told me that every time a geese honked today, they thought of you and I.
Aww.
And I said they must have thought about us 400 times.
Legitimately.
Missy's stacking up another birdie. So confident. Look at that fit. You know she is pleased with that one.
Yeah, specifically there was a pair of geese on this little pond right here that just screamed all day long.
Yes, I identify with those.
6 birdies on hole 11.
Look at this little look from Missy. This is my favorite. Because she just took the lead with that 2-stroke swing.
Yes, she did.
Mm-hmm. Hole 12, the same first 2 shots that we've seen, but today it's a par 5, 924 feet. You can go left gap that the drone flew. There's OB on the left side, or you can carry the water farther. We've seen Paige go really far out to the right. Second shot, you basically want to park the pin or go past it from what we've seen in previous days, and this is a brand new pin position. It's a pseudo island, if you will. There's a little tiny slice of inbounds area that's mostly there to reward you for going for it. No one's ever going to actually land in it. This is an interesting one. It's the same par 5 as the men. For them, very scoreable. For us, I think pretty difficult.
Yeah, kind of surprising design here. I like for the bigger arm players, like we're probably going to watch on the lead card. It will work as a par 5, but for a lot of FPO players, there's going to be this awkward decision-making time in the middle where you have to just do a little jump putt up to the landing zone to set yourself up to be able to go for that quote-unquote island, like Erika said. The ceiling's just a little bit too low where a lot of FPO players' second shots are landing, and attacking for birdie is not worth the risk.
Yeah, so instead it's an extremely difficult par with a little 150-foot shot or less upshot in the middle. So kind of an awkward one. Madison is correct, though, that I think we'll see our lead card probably make good work of it, but you never know. It's a very tough hole. Some nice looking tee shots so far.
I know one thing for sure. We are going to see a lot of numbers throughout the field. We're going to see some players with double bogeys. We're going to see maybe some triple bogeys. This hole is one where they can stack up if you try to get too aggressive or are not aggressive enough. Missy going huge here on the second shot. She's going to get tangled up in that early tree, but kicking right is the play that you want. Oh, no.
No.
Not that far right. She must have got a little roll.
Yeah, tough break. But you see, I mean, that's a more aggressive shot than you would probably see in a par 4 position, but you just have to if you want to be able to attack on the next shot. This is a slightly more conservative line from Silva. I mean, still a very powerful shot, but you really have to push towards the water to have an open look.
Or really up against that OB line left, like where Silva just landed. She could have a shot, but it's going to be a very Silva type shot where she's going to have to throw like a forced Annie all the way to the island.
Paige for eagle. I'm just kidding. She's going to lay up to the left.
Oh, I was like, is she
No.
going for it?
That'd be crazy. But she's going to be a little sawed off, although on the other side of the tree, so she'll be fine, but you can tell that she's not super pleased with that shot.
It's like pretty open over there, actually. I don't think it's where you try to land, but she'll be pleased.
Her face said, not what I was going for.
Kristin really hanging this hyzer out, and that's going to be good.
Yeah, it is. Fantastic.
Wow.
And to put it into perspective, she is inside the circle of the men's par 4. Although they have a farther tee pad, but I'm just saying that's a great shot.
Yeah, she's about 100 feet further than our par 4.
The card discussing Missy's unfortunately roll out of bounds, and here's what we were discussing earlier. Missy not going to find it worth it to go across, just going to lay up and then have a difficult play just to, get
a bogey?
A double bogey?
A single.
You're right. That's math. And that's kind of a short layup.
That is definitely a short layup. Not sure enough where the low ceiling is going to bother her, but here's Silva with that kind of classic turning shot, or maybe dead straight for her. This is the error we see a lot, is a little too much hyzer straight at the basket and flirting with that OB line left, but she checks up just in the nick of time.
You could tell she's a little stressed about it. It was mostly tail right to left,
yeah.
Although those flags look pretty dead right now.
Paige is third.
That looks good.
Yep. Trusting that disc. And she'll be in the bullseye. That's great.
Yeah, Paige putting together a really nice round.
This played as the most difficult hole of the day. I could have called it.
Why didn't you?
I should have. I've been calling it all week to the course designer.
Yeah, I've also maybe called it to a few too many people.
Really nice shot from Missy, settling for her bogey.
It's not a terrible hole.
No.
It's just, like, as we see from Missy here, when one mistake happens, they just, like, tend to stack pretty aggressively.
Love the forehand play from Kristin, but not one you're going to see very much from the rest of the field.
No. And I think that out to the right play that we saw both Kristin and Paige do, if we continue to play this hole, is going to become more and more popular.
Silva with that screaming headwind on her putt. She unfortunately just goes up and over the basket. That's good on the comeback putt, and it's rare to two putt on this hole and still take a par.
rare, or she's possibly the only one.
Yeah, she could be the only one.
Oh, no, Taylor did it too.
Only 14 players got to Circle 2 in regulation. Only 10 to Circle 1 of those 14. This one, it just was really hard to get to this island.
A great bogey save from Missy, and we got a tie at the top now.
Only 9 birdies out of 60 competitors on this one. Kristin gonna take one of them. 36% of the field with a double bogey.
Do you see this tie? You see it?
See what?
The whole card is tied.
Whoa. Whoa.
Right?
I was in stats land.
I know. I made you look up.
Check out this stat. It almost looks like it's an error.
We'll get our editor on this. This can't be right.
Hole 13. Same hole that we played yesterday, but just with a slightly different pin position. The basket was on the left yesterday, and today it will be on the slightly shorter right side. To me, it plays a little harder in my head.
Huh.
The basket used to be dead center of this island in years prior, but they wanted to make it fancy for the major and split it into 2. The main objectives is, of course, not to go out of bounds left or right. The OB lines are pinched pretty tightly on both sides, but you just got to make sure you get under these low-hanging tree branches. They did push the tee pad back this year, so this tee shot is a little bit more difficult to get as close as you would like before having to carry the water onto the island.
Left to right-ish wind. Not a bad one for this hole.
Left to right, maybe a little taily.
Kristin gonna... Wow. Okay, get straight through those branches. She's gonna be in a good spot.
Very lucky. Those branches like to just stuff people right down onto the ground.
Do they ever?
They do.
It's funny. I think the right position's easier. But I guess we throw very different shot shapes as our kind of stock shot. I'm more of a hyzer gal.
I am not. Silva.
So short.
Yeah, feeling a little bit of the nerves here.
Yeah, she's had the lead the whole time, pretty much, except for Missy's recent overtaking of it. But now, all of the competitors on the card really gunning for it.
Silva probably just gonna concede here and throw a layup shot with the standstill slow speed disc in her hand. Yeah, she's
Smart play.
yeah.
But a difficult play when you know the competitors on the card are going to be going for it.
And this is just not an easy shot to get your disc close.
Plus, I don't know, the benefit of going for it, even if you miss, is then you're putting from the drop zone, which is 37 feet for par.
Yeah.
So it kind of baits you into going for it. If you can't tell, I wish I went for it instead of laying up on the second shot. Missy going across on that second, hanging it nice and wide on the hyzer and squeaking over.
You see so many discs hitting just short of the OB line, landing on the dirt, but not quite safe.
I believe it's a mandatory drop zone.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, Paige. No question.
And Kristin gonna do the forehand here. I like this play. She got so far, even though her forehand hit those branches. This is an incredible amount of distance.
Ella posed an interesting question yesterday of, do we think Kristin Lett's arm is tired from throwing so many smashed forehands? Great shot. She does stay in bounds. It'll be a long putt, though. Silva's third. How far you think? 2?
220.
Okay. Ooh, uh-oh. And what sucks about this is, yeah, it's a mandatory drop zone. Pretty, again, punishing for the layup shot. But rewarding,
Oh, man.
it's so frustrating. You know how I know it's frustrating?
Same thing.
Yeah, I hit the band.
Dead center band.
Dead center band.
It's a good miss, but doesn't make it any less
You said it.
I sure did. Kristin from right by the drop zone.
A little short.
Even though there's room to work behind this basket, it's still a little nervy with the water just
Rippling in the
behind.
background.
Yeah, you can't ignore it.
Glistening.
This plate is the third most difficult hole today.
Oh, not for Paige Beers. That's 4 in a row, which I copped out and called a California quail yesterday.
I like it.
Ella called it a fat turkey, which I really like. So I think we keep that rolling.
Okay, sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why we've never thought of that.
Every answer I could give you is very insulting, so I'll just leave it.
Paige, Kristin, and Missy, all three with the birdies. And that's going to be a 2-stroke swing.
Yeah, Silva with the double. All of a sudden, 3 strokes back. Ouch. Paige and Missy tied for the hot round now at 6 down. Crazy things happening here. Moving on to hole 14, a par 3, 314 feet. A headwind like it has been in the previous days, and a surprisingly hard green to access with these trees in the way. They are thick and just right in the way of the putting green. If you don't land kind of short left is where you want to land. There's like one gap to the right. We saw Hannah Wynn make a sick putt through there yesterday, but it's tricky. That headwind really wants to flip your disc over to the right, so you got to manage your angle. We've seen Kristin go forehand the last 2 days. Oh, this looks amazing.
Yeah, I almost think the play is to just throw it right at those big trees. I was trying to aim more right or left, and you just always end up on the edge of the circle.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I like the play of just aiming at those big trees and just seeing whatever happens.
I'll write that into my playbook. Just hit them. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Does that count as hitting one?
Yes.
She caught a root.
Yep. She hit it. And she bounces back into the bullseye.
What a beautiful shot from Missy. Obviously, ESP. Swirl, Captain Thrasher. Kristin with the forehand play, and that's looking good, but about the same spot as yesterday. She did make the putt from there with a very wide straddle. Did I emphasize very enough?
Mm-hmm.
Very.
I could see it crystal clear. Silva looking to bounce back and find a birdie here.
Yeah, kind of, 3 over through the last 5. Doesn't feel great out here, and she's going to leave that pretty short. Maybe a bit flustered.
Yeah, not quite fully committed as we've seen the last 2 days. Putt's still looking strong, though. She was dead center band on the last hole.
Do it. No way.
Oh,
That's
man.
55 feet? Wow.
I love a good angry birdie.
Did I say she was flustered? I take it back.
I like when you can just like see steam coming out of someone's ears and then they just can the biggest putt ever.
Yep.
It's great.
Sounds like it would make a good video game, too.
Mm-hmm.
Paige, 5 in a row. Put a little golden sombrero on that fat turkey.
Mm-hmm.
Which apparently a golden sombrero is like a really bad thing in baseball.
Oh, really?
I learned, so sorry, baseball.
Y'all do your things, we'll do our things.
They're different things.
Yeah.
Also, ours is a
Separate.
hat on a bird.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Yeah, it's obviously good.
Yeah.
It's obviously great.
A second star frame for the round, meaning $100 total to Edge. Nice job to our lead card, especially Silva with that huge putt.
Yeah, Silva making our star frame putting length extra long. Hole 15, another par 3. The same tee as we play in the A layout, but we are going to be on that little B pin. You can see it short and right of the A. It sets up more for a hyzer. You won't see as many people taking that anhyzer route that you see on the A pin. You can go past this huge tree and be in circle 1 deep. You can go short of the tree, which sets you more up for kind of an ace run or just sliding up into the bullseye. It's kind of player's choice here. This plate is the second easiest hole of the day, so you're wanting to, at the very least, have a nice circle 2 putt.
I want to say this is the only change they made that's easier.
Yeah. On the B layout?
Just like generally on any layout.
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, I think you're right.
From last year to this year. And it was nice to see. Because the other line's a little wonky, as Mad was saying, and this is a little bit more of a pure shot.
Yeah, it feels a little poke and hopey. There's big lines, but you're never banking on it. This is the pure shot that Missy just showed us. Take all the trees out of the question.
Picture perfect hyzer from Missy. Kristin leaving this really wide, looking for a big skip. And she's going to have a big putt to make. Silva maybe a little earlier than she wants, but it's going to be just fine outside. Inside the circle?
Yeah, inside the circle. It was
overlapping circles.
Yeah, overlapping from yesterday's pin placement.
Kristin from 42, we're going to call it, and tickles the left side chains, but it's going to be a par. Ah, that tree really in Silva's way. She catches it.
Wow.
Paige on a tear. What do you want to put on this fat turkey that has a hat on already?
Oh, my goodness. I don't know.
What if it's eating a no, never mind. I was going to say a tri-tip sandwich because that's like a big thing out here, but I don't want to make a carnivorous bird. Yeah. I just am hungry. I'm sorry. Missy with a turkey, regular size turkey.
I feel like I would like it to be wearing a hoodie because everyone in California does the shorts and hoodies thing.
Okay.
So
okay.
This turkey's going to have a hoodie on.
Great. Is the hood up over the hat?
The hat is on top of the hood.
Oh my gosh, you're right. That's the obvious choice.
Paige and Missy going stroke for stroke here, both with the 2-stroke advantage and the hot round. Almost half the field birdieing this one, so that's one you gotta get.
Hey guys, Andrew Marweed here from Team DGA. We got a close look at the new JomezPro Tour Series riffs. These riffs, if you don't know, they're the straightest mid-range on the market. This new plastic has a great amount of grip to it. Feels great, looks even better, flies true to its numbers. This riff is great for all levels of skill. If you're a high-speed player, this might be a little bit of hyzer flip to dead straight frisbee. If you're throwing the disc a little bit slower, you can throw this as flat as can be, and it'll hold straight with just a little bit of fade at the end, making it a very straight and a very reliable mid-range. You can pick up these Tour Series riffs at JomezPro.com.
Hole 16, it's in a new tee position, a very difficult par 4. It's a mandatory, the first tree on the right, the drone flew the middle gap, which if you want to get aggressive off this one, I think you need to throw a flexing backhand through that gap. Forehand works, but can be difficult to get far enough to set yourself up, though Kristin, I'm sure, will not have any trouble with that. You want to get at least to the tee of the short tee pad to put yourself in position, and then you're actually lined up kind of nicely to go down the tunnel, although it's a dead straight 300 plus foot shot, which we all know is one of the most difficult
with
in disc
OB
golf.
all the way down the left hand side
and late right side,
and that final right tree that just doesn't let you throw the shot you want. Paige with a picture perfect turning shot here. That's about as good as it can get. You could go a little more left, like Erika said, to line up the tunnel, but you can't really complain because this shot is so sawed off and so blind that you can't really be picky here. This is another one of the new design choices that I was a little bit questioning about. I think it sets up nicely for 2 huge forehands, but Missy and Paige showing us some really top-of-the-line backhands. Kristin doesn't throw. Oh, okay. If she didn't throw forehand, I was going to be shocked.
I mean, her forehand is good enough to get far enough, but I don't know.
If I had a forehand, this is what I would be throwing.
Yeah, I mean, I throw the forehand too. Don't get me wrong, but I just think you can get
farther.
It's the more aggressive shot. That's all.
Yeah, it's just such a weird line over the top of some branches. Silva gonna take a oh man.
Uh-oh.
Silva going to take a wider route than we saw Paige and Missy. And unfortunately, that tree just says no. Silva going to be playing for par at best here. She's still got about 450 feet to the basket, maybe a little more.
And this is in danger of missing the mandatory.
Oh, the second Mando.
Mm-hmm. Sneaky second Mando.
Yeah, she's going to have to continue to work around that.
She hasn't missed it yet, but Birdie, obviously, well out of position.
Kristin wants that disc to carry a little more.
Uh-oh.
The tree might have saved her from out of bounds, but it is not going to put her in easy putting range.
Yeah, she's going to drop just inside circle 2 at that tree. Paige in a better position here, going to throw a fierce. And if you had to pick one person to throw this shot, little flip up, I think it's probably her, though she does leave it a little bit short.
I want to see Silva throw that shot. But oh man, she's going to have to just chip a little pitch up to past the Mando tree. She's got nothing over there to work with.
Looking a little defeated over there. And Big Arm Missy, farthest off the tee.
Did she get past the short tee pad?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible.
This is also incredible. Look.
Man,
Bullseye.
I wish we knew what that disc was. Probably our mantis. So
She's
good.
also been throwing a cicada.
Okay.
But I think Ella and I might be starting a rumor that that's her like new disc of choice.
Her new turnover disc.
Uh-huh.
And Silva unfortunately chips up into a puddle.
Oh no. That was not the line she was going for. She was trying to go left.
Oh man, and that almost trickles OB left. And Silva making some pretty big mistakes here on the back nine. Also just not getting much course love.
Oh boy. And that was for bogey. Mistakes starting to stack here. Silva falling off the lead.
So there's more birdies on this hole than I expected, but there was only 3.
Paige so close to 1.
I thought there would only be 2. That was what I called earlier while playing this hole. It's the fourth most difficult hole of the day. Not as many bogeys as I expected. Silva unfortunately going to walk away with a double. Shout out to the 3 birdies on the day.
Missy's got to be.
Yep.
Well, she's got to be.
Yes, she is.
Very
Rebecca
nice.
Cox and Holland Hanley.
Yeah, highlight birdie. Very difficult new hole.
Holland was on my card. She went forehand, and they were both monstrous. She took the inside route forehand, where we saw Missy and Paige throw their backhands, and then an incredible distance forehand up that tunnel.
Very cool.
With that highlight birdie, Missy going to take 1 stroke and be in the solo lead. Hole 17. Love this hole. Got to get over this out of bounds green on the left side. There's out of bounds on the right side that can come to play if you flip your disc. You ideally want to land somewhere in here. Make sure you don't go too deep and land in this water. Your second shot, you carry the pond. And I think the most common mistake is, if, of course, landing a little bit short, not quite making it across. But you see a lot of this hyzer and trickle into that OB on the left side of the green. The basket is perched up on top of a hill, so it does make for some scary putting. And there is an OB green deep if you come in too hot. We had a tailwind, I believe, on this hole today. Tailwind right to left, helping discs go towards the basket. This is a fun tee shot. You can really just open up.
Yeah, it was a straight right to left when I came through, so somewhere in that realm for sure. Missy really opening up. Going to be all the way to the water's edge. It's going to set up for just kind of a straight hyzer from there. Paige probably dissatisfied with that par interrupting her birdie streak.
That disc getting a little more right finish than she wants. It's going to add some distance to her second shot to the green over the water.
Kristin going forehand here.
That new baby tree right in the line that she wants to take, but she goes up and over the top of it.
Good play. Silva struggling on the middle stretch, just trying to finish clean on these two very difficult finishing holes. And that is good. It's good.
Yep, just dead center in the fairway. Paige looking at about 330 to cross the water. 350 to the pin.
Yeah, she's right in front of the tee pad that we played last year.
She's going to go spike hyzer.
All right.
It works.
It does work.
She's in circle 2.
There's that OB green to the right. I thought she might be pushing that.
Kristin closer to 315 here. I love these this nice low linear shot. Maybe get a little ground play up the hill.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
Not even worried about that left side OB.
Not worried about a thing looking at her.
Silva with a standstill shot. She's also going to do more of a spiking hyzer.
That's a good play with this hillside and the OB kind of close on that left side. A nice shot from Silva. Missy can't see the pin from here, but not a whole lot of distance to carry. We know she wants to put a hoodie on her fat turkey. Oh, excuse me. It's a golden sombrero. I got ahead of myself. I'm being silly. And she's inside the circle.
That is never a sentence I thought I would hear. And I'm glad we did it here, where it'll be recorded and on the internet for eternity.
Yeah, in perpetuity.
Paige from circle 2 for another birdie.
Oh, 1 inch low, but dead center. Good looking run from Paige. Missy for 5 in a row.
Put a hoodie on it.
We're not there yet. See, you got ahead of yourself too. See? You're being silly. Silva for just a regular birdie.
A nice bounce back. Yay.
Still in the hunt in solo 4th.
And Kristin doing what she does, calmly stacking up birdies here and there.
Calmly but terrifyingly.
Gonna gain a stroke on both of our current leaders. Or the 2 people ahead of her. I forgot they weren't tied.
Gosh, Missy.
Wow,
Not
9 down. There's still 1 more to get to.
And let's get it. It's hole 18, a par 4, 569 feet. We are taking the right gap. You can take the left gap if you want. That little tree can get in your way. You want to land right about here, or a little farther if you can, to then throw kind of across the water on your second. They've pinched in the left side OB as you approach the green quite a bit, kind of forcing you to go for it. If you're out of position, you do occasionally see the pitch up, but at 569, generally you are seeing women go across on the second, or at least attempt to. Can be a really difficult position, can be a difficult hole because you can end up throwing the same shot over and over across the water if you're not careful.
Really nice shot from Kristin. They really pinched in the OB on the right side, so that right side shot feels a little bit scarier, but the nice wide open left side that we dealt with last year has that little baby tree now. So it is also a little bit of a scary shot. This is a beautiful pushing hyzer from Silva. You cannot draw it up better.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want.
She's even got what looks like some flat footing, which can be tricky over on the left side of the fairway.
Yeah, it's definitely that kind of left to right sloping hill on the left side. Missy also working that same pushing hyzer. Great shot. And this was tough because it's a headwind. It's particularly tough on the second shot. Paige has been lining up this left side every day. And missed the tree. Dang it.
Wow. What a reaction off of that.
And Leonard Muse can rest easy knowing he put that tree in the exact right spot.
Paige forced to just chip something up. A little too much ground to cover.
And that's just a jest because Leonard Muse really puts in a lot of work trying to make good scoring layouts for FPO, and I'm a big fan of his.
Yeah, really thoughtfully designed for scoring and for fairness.
Missy going across a nice spiking angle. That's looking great. Mm-hmm. Love this to carry the safe land the whole way.
Yep. The inbound safe land. We love it.
Nice little flip up forehand, pushing nice and straight. Not messing around too much, though. She'll have to mess around a little bit to get one final birdie to finish. Silva going across from a standstill, sawing it off just a touch, which is pretty acceptable and understandable. I don't even want to call it a mistake because that's still a good shot, but it just leaves a scary putt.
Yeah, it's pretty tough and feels a little too risky to put it out over the water as much as you would like to.
Paige, yeah, not quite able to get her body to commit to that over the water shot. She's going to be OB long and deep at the edge of circle 2. Bummer after a really clean round. I mean, she's bogey free. And this is for bogey from 70 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And Kristin gonna overtake Paige here. I think even with that, or tie it up. I don't know what math is. We're gonna find out in a second.
Let's see if Silva can get one more birdie after a couple of double bogeys on the back nine.
Yeah, this would be big for her confidence going into Championship Sunday. Hopefully it's not big for her confidence going to Championship Sunday. Missy for one last birdie.
It's for double digits under par. Oh,
yes,
my goodness.
girl.
She is just
Clutch when it counts.
Yeah, looking the part today.
It's really backed up that high pony.
Yeah.
With solid work.
Major Missy has showed up here on moving day. And unfortunate after such a clean round from Paige with that ending note, but she's looking true to form. Silva having a little bit of a rough day today, but even par is great. We know she's going to come back tomorrow and do work.
Oh, good. I was right. Kristin did overtake Paige there. And kind of a crazy round. A lot happened there. Missy Gannon, 10 down with a bogey. So impressive. And 3 strokes ahead going to the final day. That's not what we would have called here in the booth.
Yeah, Silva even shooting even par going. It's enough to stay on the lead card. Our feature card a good ways back, not necessarily in the running for the lead. I think it's safe to say it's probably going to be one of the ladies on our lead card tomorrow going into Championship Sunday. We had a few players that seemed to really shine on the B layout, but generally it played tougher. We have one more round tomorrow on the same layout, but it's with a 50% cut, so we're going to see, I think it was 20, I don't remember.
It's a 45%.
45% cut for PDGA. Okay.
Yeah, so what, 25-ish? We don't know math. They don't watch.
There's some ties
for our math.
No. I think 5 over is what made it in. So we will see that tomorrow. Don't forget, we are almost to 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. So go ding the bells.
Yeah, click subscribe.
Like.
Help us out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Watch our YouTubes.
Please. Please.
And for everyone that honked today, thank you guys. Y'all are the best. That's going to wrap it up. We'll see you tomorrow on Championship Sunday. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the two hot geese. Honk.
Sunshine, get up on my body, know that truly I feel fine. Get up watch your body and I feel that sunshine. Get up on my body, know that truly I feel fine.